second graders. It's me, Lego Man. Well, can you see me? We got a new virtual background. Do you guys like it? It's the Digital Citizens. So anyways, we're back this week and we're gonna be doing some fun lessons. My face keeps disappearing. I'm going into the digital world. Can you guys still see me? Oh, I need to get back. So anyways, what did I want to say? Oh, did any of you guys make a Lego snowman? I hope you did, because I want a Lego man, snowman. That would be so cool. You could send in your pictures to me and show it to me. Oh, I disappeared again. Okay, guys, I think I'm talking too much. I'm gonna get in trouble. Then Mrs. Erica's not gonna let me do the videos anymore. All right, let me go get her, okay? Hang on. Oh, I disappeared again. Bye, guys.
Good morning. Lego Man's being really silly. We did get a new background though. Do you like it? It's the all the characters from the Digital Citizen lessons that we've been doing in Common Sense Media. They emailed me and they said, "Do you want a new digital background?" I was like, "Oh, okay, I'll try it." So how fun is that? So I hope you guys are doing well this week. And so let me quickly, we're just going to go over your typing lesson. So my gosh, we are coming so far. So we finished lesson 110 last time. So we're continuing with lesson 111. And we're going to go all the way to the end of this, so 126. But I want to show you guys a quick video that's in lesson 125. So hopefully you guys are getting faster at typing, right? And so you should be putting your fingers on the home row keys. And so if you hold up your fingers and wiggle your fingers, home row keys are, you're going to have these 8 fingers here and they go on A, S, D, F, J, K, L, semicolon. And then your thumbs go on the space bar. And you kind of curl your fingers and then you move them up and down depending on what key you're supposed to be pressing on, right? And hopefully, if you're keeping them on the home row keys and you're learning where all the letters are, you're getting faster and faster and faster and faster, right? So let me put on this little video for you guys and then we'll come back. So here, let's watch this.
Typing fast is awesome. It lets you send more messages to friends, complete that email to grandma earlier, and take less time to finish homework. Did you know some people type fast for a living? They're called typists. They work in courtrooms, take notes at business meetings, and even write closed captioning for television. They type as fast as people talk, which is about 110 words per minute. The world's very first typist was a woman in the 1870s named Lillian Sholes, who just so happened to be the daughter of Christopher Sholes, the man who invented the QWERTY keyboard. Since she was the first, her typing speed wasn't the fastest. She tended to seek and find, which probably means she looked at her keyboard and pecked the keys. But some type faster. In 1918, Margaret Owen reached 170 words per minute. That's a page in a minute and a half. Then in 1946, Stella Pajunas reached 216 words per minute, but only for a single minute. The world's true record holder is Barbara Blackburn. Though she only reached 212 words per minute, she could keep typing at over 150 words per minute for 50 minutes straight. Wow, that's 9,000 words, or 36 pages without taking a break. At that rate, she could type a novel a day. There are people that can type even faster, hitting as much as 360 words per minute using a special type of keyboard called stenotype. But that's a different story. Typing fast can take years of practice, but there are tricks to type faster and improve your skills. First, don't look at your keyboard. If you spend time looking for letters, that's less time typing. Second, type at a steady rate. That is, don't speed up or slow down. Find a pace that works for you. And lastly, type more often. Don't get discouraged if you aren't typing as fast as you want yet. Even Barbara nearly failed her first typing test. Just remember, practice makes perfect.
Okay, so just a fun little video to share with you guys. from our typing lessons. And that's pretty cool, right? So the man who invented the keyboard, his daughter was the first woman typist. And yes, these are real jobs that are out there. And those people, they have to type so fast, because if you can imagine, if they were typing everything that I was saying right now, that's super fast. And so a second grader, I would say maybe types around 10 words per minute, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit faster, depending on how much practice you've had. But can you imagine typing 110 words per minute? Right? That's pretty insane. And you guys, we've had a couple of years ago, we had an 8th grader who actually could type over 100 words per minute. She was pretty amazing. And watching her was so crazy. She'd be on the keyboard like this and typing so quickly. And that just comes with practice, right? So by the time you guys are in 8th grade, some of you may be typing over 100 words per minute, which is insane. And the average, I would say, is probably somewhere in the 60s for like normal people. And so, hey, the more you practice, the quicker you'll get. So keep practicing, guys, and have fun with it. All right. So that's going to be your keyboarding for your typing for this week. Please make sure you keep up, because we're moving along pretty quickly with the typing. And if you fall behind, then that's a lot of lessons to catch up with. So the best thing to do is every week, just set aside some like one day a week and just make it be your typing day. And then you could have like 20, 30 minutes. I don't know how long you guys need to type, depending how fast you are. And just do your typing, right? Kind of like a game, like how you would play a game or watch a video. Instead, do your typing. So we're going to continue with our internet safety lessons. So these lessons are super important because, again, we are all digital citizens, right? And that means that we're people who use the internet. We go on the internet and we go to websites, we play games, we go on Zoom class, right? And that makes us a digital citizen because we're using the internet. And today we're going to be learning about private information and privacy and how we can keep ourselves safe. So it says, what kinds of information should I keep to myself when I use the internet? So we will be going through, and we'll actually be doing a little activity together, and we'll be deciding what we think is personal and what is private, and what is the difference between personal information and private information, and why should we keep private information to ourselves instead of sharing it with other people. So like, let's think about this question. So I know we're not together, so I can't hear your answers, but I could imagine what you would say. What kinds of things should we not tell a stranger? So say you're like at a playground or you're in a public place, right? And there's strangers there, right? Would you go up to a stranger and tell them, I go to Promise Christian Academy, and guess what? It's located at 130-30, and start giving them the address and the name of the school? Would you say that to a stranger? Or would you tell them where you live? Would you give them your mom or dad's phone number? Would you tell them your birth date or your last name? Right? These are types of things that you wouldn't say it to a stranger, right? And so these are the kind of things too that are private that we wouldn't share this online either, right? And that's to keep ourselves safe, right? So just like we follow safety, we look both ways when we cross the street, we lock our doors when we leave in the morning. If a stranger pulls up in a car and asks us to get in and they have candy, we don't get in the car, right? There's things that we do to keep ourselves safe. If we're in a store and somebody tells us that, they need help with something, and then they try to lead us out of the store and it just seems weird, or somebody else tries to come and pick us up at school and it's not our parent. Like, there's just certain things that we stop and we know how to stay safe, right? And the adults in our life, like your teacher, your parents, they do things to keep you safe every day, right? And part of that too is keeping you safe on the internet, because there's a lot of people out there. And these are people that they call them internet predators. And they're kind of like people who they're looking for kids and they're looking for young people where they can find out information. And these are harmful people. These can be bad people. And I'm not saying this to scare you because the internet can be a lot of fun. I'm just saying this so that you guys are aware and you can make good choices, and you can always ask an adult before you go online. And if something is weird or strange, you get a message from somebody asking you for information, you never would give it. You would stop and you would go, Mom, somebody's saying something to me, right? Or whoever takes care of you, Dad, Uncle, Aunt, Grandma, right? And you would let them know, right? Because that's part of being a good digital citizen and keeping yourself safe. So something that's private, right? That's something that you keep to yourself, like a password, for example. So I have a lot of website accounts. Like I have the account to the Common Sense website where I get all the lessons from. I wouldn't tell somebody my password, right? That's private. I don't want them going into my account or any of my accounts, right? Just like you wouldn't give somebody the keys to your house and just let them go. You wouldn't tell them your password. And that's the same thing with what we were just talking about, right? Your address and your full name, your phone number, all these pieces of information, we call them private information because there's something that you should keep to yourself. You shouldn't be telling it to other people because you want to keep yourself safe on the internet. So I'm going to put on this little video for you guys, and I think hopefully it'll help you to understand this a little bit more. So hang on.
Take a look in the mirror. What do you see? Yourself, of course. But who are you? What makes you, you? There are lots of things. Your personality, your favorite food, your pet, or your favorite movie. Sharing this personal information on your phone or computer can be a lot of fun and can help you connect with other people. Sharing something fun that happened keeps a great memory alive. And sharing what you know teaches other people new ideas. Before you share, however, it's important to pause and think. Some information about you, like your full name, your address, or your date of birth, can be used to identify you individually. This information is private and should not be shared online, unless you get permission first from an adult you trust. So, when it comes to sharing about you, personal info can be okay. But private info? No way. Think before you share. With friends, with your community, and with the world. So, what information do you share online?
Okay, so let's take a look at this just as a little practice to help you guys understand what is personal and what is private. So the first thing on the list here says full name. So that would be your first and last name. So we're trying to figure out, would that be something personal or private? So of course you could share your first name because there can be a lot of Ericas in the world, right? But if you give your last name, then that is more of a private piece of information because it can be used to identify you, meaning that there may very well only be somebody with your first and last name, and the last name can really identify your family. Your age. So say you said, well, I am 8 years old. That would be okay to share because there's plenty of 8-year-olds in the world, right? And so it really isn't something that is just private about you. But your date of birth, on the other hand, would be something that's private. So you wouldn't want to share that with somebody. The same thing with your street address. Even your email address, which you guys are very young, so you probably don't have that, but your parents do. But you don't just want to share it with anybody, right? Because you want to be careful who you share that with. How many brothers and sisters you have, that's something more personal, meaning that plenty of people have brothers and sisters. So saying that, oh, I have one brother or 2 sisters or something, That's probably okay to share. Same with like your favorite band, or favorite music. Those are types of things like favorite food. Those are things that are okay to share about you because they're not really something private, meaning that where it's just only you that have that, right? Now, a phone number, that'd be private. Or a credit card, like your parents, how they used to pay for things online. That's private. They wouldn't just share that with anybody, right? So these are just some examples that I put up. Name of your school, that would be private. Just to help you guys to better understand the difference between private information and personal, right? And personal, like we said, is okay to share. My name's Erica. I like pizza. That's fine. You know, I have a dog. That's fine. But to say I live on 3232 Sycamore Street, my phone number is blah blah blah, that would be too private, right? So hopefully you're getting the hang of that. So we all know what going online means, right? So that's when you're going on any device. It could be a phone, a tablet, a website, an app, and you are connecting to the internet, right? So I think this activity is, I'll show you. So we just kind of went over this, but this is the activity that you guys are going to be working on. Let me get it for your homework this week. So I'm going to give you guys, everybody will get one of these sheets. Let me see if I can make it so you can see it better. And then what this is you're pretending that this is like, you know, when you join like a website or a new app or something, it asks for information. So we're going to go through the form. And what you guys have to do is you can fill out the pieces on the form that are personal, meaning that you could share it with somebody. And anything that's private, you're going to put an X through it. So let's go through it. So it says full name is the first thing. So you could put your first name in there, but then you would put an X through the last name because you don't want to share that. What kinds of music do you like? They have pop, rock, country, jazz, hip hop, other. You could fill this out. That would be fine because it's just personal. It's not private. Your nickname. Well, what do you guys think? Personal or private? Well, it probably would be okay as long as it doesn't have like anything identifying in it, like your last name or something about you where people could identify you, right? So that would probably be okay. What about birth date? We just went through this. So you would put an X through birth date because that's private information. So you don't want to share that. Home address. Again, you would put an X through it because that's private information. You would not want to share that on the internet. Same with your school name. You can put an X through that. What is your favorite song? You could put your favorite song. That would be fine, right? Because that would be considered personal, not private. Do you play an instrument? If yes, what do you play? If you feel comfortable, you could share that, right? Because that would be personal. It wouldn't be private. Parent caregiver phone number. You would put an X through that. That would be private, right? And then it says upload your picture. So I know, I'm sure a lot of your parents, maybe they use social media like Instagram or Facebook, and maybe they do post pictures of you. And hopefully your parents are being safe about that and they're using the privacy settings and they're making sure that they're only sharing it with like their friends and not sharing it with anybody on the internet, right? And as you guys get older, when you come to technology class, we'll be learning more about when you get your own accounts like Instagram or Facebook or any of those, how you can stay safe. But as a second grader, you really are, you have to make sure that you're being safe, meaning that if you are on something and somebody says, can you send me your picture? Or, what's your phone number? Or where do you go to school? That you're making sure that you are being safe, right? And that you are not sharing that. So like now after the lesson today, we're trying to teach you how to make a good choice, right? And how to be safe. And so that's what we're trying to do. And so I just want to keep you guys safe. And you guys are so precious, and you're so young, and your minds are like, we want to protect your minds and your hearts. And I want you guys to have fun with technology, but I don't want any of the negative things of technology to come into your life, because just want to keep you guys pure and keep you guys just the things that you see and keep you safe. So, that's really why we do these things. Okay, so it says, what is an example of something that is okay to share online? Draw about it. So what would be okay? So that means, like, if you want to draw a picture of like pizza, I like pizza, or I like, Roblox or something, that would be fine because that's personal. And then I want you guys to share. It says, explain why it is important to not share private information online, right? Like we talked about, to keep you safe from people who are out there to do harm to children, to keep you safe from just the world out there, right? And that that just like you would in the real world where you're in there in person, you would do the same thing in the online world, right? In the digital world, is you would keep yourself safe and you wouldn't share private information, right? Because you want to enjoy technology and you want to keep yourself safe. So that is our lesson. So everybody will get this sheet and you can work on this at home and practice it. And then what else did I want to tell you guys? Let's see. We did that already. And we did that already. So we pretty much did the lesson. So yeah, just think twice before I know everybody has a different house, every parent is different. So some of your parents may allow you to kind of just go on a game by yourself and like, they don't really, monitor. Some parents may really may say, no, you have to ask me. And maybe you stay in the room with them or they're doing it with you. So I don't know what it's like in your house, but what I do know is that private information should be kept private no matter what, no matter whether you're doing it on your own with your parent, like that's just something to keep you safe, right? And being a good digital citizen is learning how to make good choices with technology. These are things that you guys have to learn now as you're getting older, and maybe they are letting you use these things, at your house by yourself. Like, we need you to make smart choices, right? To keep yourself safe. So have fun with it, but always keep in your mind what we've been learning, okay? So you can keep yourself safe. All right, I think I told you everything for this week. So you know what you have to do. You're typing and everything. And if you guys ever have any questions, definitely if you want to ever meet on Zoom, like one-on-one or something, like I know that it's a little bit tricky this year, but I'm here, if you do have a question or something about any of this, I'm here for you guys. So, just like maybe your parent could email me or something, we could set up like a little Zoom meeting or whatever and just meet, whatever you guys need. Okay. I'm here for you. Lego Man, you want to say goodbye? Let's see if your head shows up.
Goodbye, guys. Don't forget, stay safe on the internet. Okay, guys? We'll see you next time. Bye. Oh, no, my head came out. Bye, guys.